How's it going, YouTube? I'm back with another deck profile. This one is going to be Anubis because y'all know me. I'm the Bagra guy and I'm the Anubis guy. We moved away from putting a bunch of robots in it. We're actually playing a little bit more real Digimon. This deck can still have the same insane highs that the Gizmon loop did have before, but now we actually get to use some new dogs in the doghouse. This has been an ongoing project with me and another friend that's kind of similar idea but different top end. But yeah, this is what Anubis looks like in BT16 if you just want to play something different. As always, Digimon starts with the eggs, so we will start with the eggs. And that is 4 Sunomons because, you know, draw power is good. There's not really any other purple egg that is worth playing in most purple decks unless you got a specific one. And other shoutouts I just want to say. Cinnabali Store for the Anubismon mem counter. Definitely makes you brick less often. Very, very cool. And also, look at these cool ass sleeves. And I know people do ask me about the sleeves. So Jade did the Anubis sleeves, and then the whole fanboy crew basically put together the team sleeves, and Emily painstakingly put it all together. So yeah, big shout outs to the gang. Now, also, shout outs to the gang, putting me on more rookies. We're going to be on 2 of ST16 Gabumon because start of main gain memory is pretty good. We do need ways to squeeze out memory where we can. Obviously, the inherit isn't the gain memory, so you're kind of giving up the memory and the combo in order to get it as start of main, because a lot of the times you are trying to just resolve when digivolving. Target level 3 is Ignite-mon. It has the all turns inherit that lets you gain a memory when you play by an effect. The pop is also very, very nice to play quite aggressively on things that didn't die in security. Labra could potentially go up to a 4. In fact, it is a 4. Because this is how you get back your one of every single time. You being able to trash allows you to proc the Sunomon inherit. Honestly, very, very useful card because it helps you recycle your top end over and over and over again. It is a your turn rather than all turn, so you don't quite get to scam people if stuff pops out of security on opponent's turn, but still, these two very, very solid. You could go 4 and 4, but I am running a one of the Survive promo one because on play, if you have a purple tamer, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Really, really solid way of clearing floodgates. So sometimes, like, Anubis loop would get stuck, you play out your 3, and then, like, a memory blocker is just smoking your entire pack. So I'm tired of that. And we have this as a one-of because then you can play off the Anubis, you can get the pop, and then you can get all of your memory back. So the Labra really, really nice as a way to just not get choked out by floodgates. So yeah, that's our new rookie lineup. As you can see, not a robot in sight. Just for our champions, we still, I mean, the Anubismon package is at 1 for a reason, and the draw trash is very, very nice, and also sometimes being able to spit out our body, even if it doesn't have rush nowadays, is still very useful. Still 1 Ogremon because the Ogremon getting to pitch with the blue mirror is always really nice in order to be able to climb up whilst keeping turn or choke to 1, things like that. But we are, as I said before, kind of more of on a dog package. So we run 4 of the best dog, which is 4 Dobermon X Antibody. And we're on 4 of them because we're now on a whole set of Dobers. The new Dober, the inherit is draw 1, which is kind of nice in order to get faster into your cycle. Also being able to give blocker is very, very useful because if you're then giving retaliation, you can make retail blockers out of anything. We're running 2 of the EX2 Dobermon. Shout out to Tommy NT for letting me borrow his alts for this. The being able to bring back a tamer from trash is pretty nice. The mill lets you set up your trash kind of early, and also it is a free drop if you do have the Alice. If it's good enough for Nume, it's good enough for me. And yeah, these are our level 4 lineup, so quite a decent number of level 4s. Of course, this plus an Ignite means you're gaining a bunch of memory when you actually do pop off. Could try and run more Dobers if you wanted to and like really commit to like the Alice package, but for now I'm still testing the stuff that's good. But it's entirely possible that this all becomes dogs by, you know, the end of the month. For ultimates, I kind of mentioned it. We're not on 4 of the Blue Mirror now because we actually do need to be able to find other pieces. Blue Mirror is still like a really good extension tool, especially if it comes off of something that's played from Crash. But now you are actually in the doghouse. We got 3 of the brand new Cerberus. On play when digivolving, you may return 1 Digimon with your Dark Animal or Shaman from Crash to hand. You get to recycle a bunch of things. Very, very useful. It's basically Labras, but you don't have to pitch to do it. And it being on play when digivolving means that you do get to activate it regardless of where it comes from. Its inherit also gives rush to something when it's played by an effect for the turn. Annoyingly, it does activate as soon as something is played. It's not a Yume, so it will whiff on a bunch of things. And once you've got an Anubis on board, it gives rush to everything. It's kind of useless, but it is a Cerberusmon in name, which means it's a Cerberusmon that can be popped by Werewolf mode. It specifically pops Cerberusmons, so it actually can't pop the next card Cerberus X, which is why it's only at 2 of, because you do need to see this, and sometimes you do just find up in weird situations where you do need this. Sometimes what you will want to do is if this is your stack and you've got nothing in trash from your like going up your way and digivolving, so you can't set up to actually play something from trash, you drop the werewolf mode in order to pop everything that was in stack. Yes, you're giving up your inherits, but now you have things in trash that are a target. This is rush rather than gains rush, so you do actually have to swing with it before evolving into Cerb X, but Cerb X goes over both of these. So most of the time, if your Cerberus swings on like a combo turn, it lives. Werewolf comes down, pops it, comes in, and then you go Cerberus X over that in order to get the draw 1 trash 1 as well as the play at level 3. So level 5s look a little bit more varied now. This package is fantastic because of how often you can just recycle. You'll do all of this and then digivolving, draw 1 trash 1, play Labra pitch, bring back this. Very, very, very clean, and I am a big fan. For our level 6s, we are testing one of the new Pheromon. A lot of people hate this card, but he actually, low-key, is insane. He's another one of these Digimon that has a delete as it's on play when digivolving to help us pop floodgates, help us, well, yeah, just help us pop floodgates, but also it's delete any level 4. So it can be on your side, it can be their side. So if your scatter mode has jamming, pop it, get your value, and then your turn, when an effect deletes another Digimon, you may play 1 level 5 or lower Digimon with Undead or Dark Animal from your trash without paying the cost. This basically allows you to play a free Cerberusmon as soon as this boy hits the field, which is fantastic, because as you know, if you're going over the Cerberus with the Rush inherit, bang, you have a Digimon that has Rush that you can then swing and then pop with your Cerberus mode. But more often than not, you are just getting it. It does retain its on play, so you get the cycle off of the Cerberus and things like that. And then obviously you can turn it into a werewolf mode straight after. Very, very solid card. Might bump it up to 2, but right now I'm testing one of Minerva. This is actually something I said this was a 2-person project. Proxy is on the Minerva build of this, and he was the one that kind of got me to even look back into what the dogs were doing. And this card just facilitates such crazy extension. Everyone knows the old Minerva loop with the Cerberus and werewolf mode, and now we can do that very consistently with this as a one of. It having natural retaliation is cool, and if your opponent is playing Digimon, you have the level 4s and stuff set up. You can slam any level 4, but yeah, you do get to do the loop and you'll get to see it later. And then we are on the one of. The one of is broken, and it's not really a one of. Thanks to having the Labramon as well as the the Cerberusmon, you can bring this card back basically every single time. I have had games, you've seen them, where I bring this back 4 times in one game. And sometimes it just becomes a mini game to see how many times I can make them have to remove this one of. Fantastic card. Being able to play the Cerberus for effectively 1 if you pitch 3 means that no matter what you lose, you get value out of this. So very, very solid card. The deletion is really nice. If you can get a Pheromon and an Anubis to stick on board, then you're just getting so much value, because if you pop something, you're playing something. If you're not popping, you're drawing. Very, very sick card. Big fan. And then, of course, 3 of my dog, the GOAT. Play level 3 from trash. Keeps its on plays and all that good stuff. Everything from your trash gains rush. These basically facilitate the OTK, but realistically, you're not killing someone into the sun if this card is on the board. Would love to hit 4, but I think it was important to try these tech pieces, especially Pheromon and Minervamon. Like, they're really, really hard to justify cutting at this point, and I think that this is a 3 of is fine, especially because, let's be real, we all know that this isn't really a level 4 Digimon. Nidhogg is actually just an option card that can do security checks if you're in a pinch. But yeah, this is the start of really where we stop talking about Digimon and start talking about option cards. So this is the level 6 lineup, quote unquote, and I'll even leave this over here to really hammer that point home. 3 of the Nidhogg as your option, 1 Night Raid, Old Faithful, brings back something as a 2-cost rusher when you've got Anubis down, procs a bunch of all turns inherits half the time. Demonic Disaster is back in the list because its on play is the same as, its security effect is the same as Night Raids, so it basically is the second Night Raid out of security for scamming people, but also a lot of your stuff actually sticks now that it's 7k body, so you do need to pop it in order to get some extra value. One cooling because it does the same thing as a kill spell, as well as helping you find pieces back to hand, lets you get your Anubis back if you're having to struggle and you can't quite get the Labra out. One Jack Raid because you do quite frequently end up on 10 to 20 cards in trash. Once you hit 20, this feels fantastic, but sometimes you just need the extra memory in order to play one of these or to keep turn if you don't have the inherits. Now that you're not doing as much draw on trash one and we're on 3 Nidhogg's, the effectiveness of the Nidhogg does go down, so Jack Raid is a nice extender that can catch people off guard, and also 2 memory out of security sometimes just actually just blows people out of the water. Since we're on 2 Minerva, it shouldn't really, well, 1 Minerva, it shouldn't be really any surprise that we're on a Revive from Darkness. Revive from Darkness, the whole gimmick that you usually do is you pop Minerva, you play the Cerberus off of Revive from Darkness, and then you play the Werewolf mode off of Minerva's effect, which then allows you to, the 4 cost print 9, so it's an easy +5 memory in order to do the loop, and if you do draw into the second one off of doing all of your combos, then fantastic. This card is insane. Add security, adds it to the hand, so you usually do get to resolve both. Back for Revenge is a very funny tech option where sometimes the Jack Raid helps you being able to afford it, or if you're just going for a swing, it's as long as this Digimon gets deleted, it gets played back. So sometimes what I'll do is when I'm going to go for a Werewolf mode play, or I'm gonna go for Revive from Darkness, if I have the memory to spend the 2, I'll use Back for Revenge because it gives on deletion until the end of your turn, play this card from trash. You don't get the on plays or anything like that, which is why Minerva is a fantastic thing out of it. But also, if you're going to go for the Werewolf mode and you are going to pop your Cerberus, playing this for 2 means that you get your Werewolf straight back to be able to do other things with it. It feels really, really good when you know you're setting up for a kill play where you can back for a Revenge and then pop the body that you were going to pop and then still get to swarm the board even harder. Very, very cool, especially when you got the 1-of. And then I can't be bothered to clear them up. So last 2 options are Alice, this shouldn't surprise anyone because we talked about it, and Matt Ishida. Matt lets you squeeze out the extra memory. Mem said it's always nice to not have to go for crazy extensions now that we're not on as many greedy things. And you'll have noticed we're not on any trainings or boosts. I don't like playing with them. You could cut the Nidhoggs for trainings. It works for some people. It's not how I play, so it's not how I use it. If you like the Alice package, you really could up the number of Alices and up the number of Dobermons, like cut the Scatters and go full Dober. She is very, very solid. Again, back for Revenge, and then evolve, pop the thing that you were about to go into, so go into a free Evo in most cases. Feels really, really good. And Alice, if I could fit more for her, I would. So yeah, this is what dogs look like in BT16. The deck isn't, you know, it's not amazing. It's not a world beater, but you still, like, I've taken games off Armour, I've taken games off Yellow Vaccine, I've taken games off Nume. It can just be super belligerent. There's plenty of ways that you can fumble the combo, and I'm gonna cut to gameplay where I got to see this on DCGO. You'll get to see how I should have killed a Tyrant from 5 under 2 redirect. There's gonna be a little bit of movie magic because sometimes your combos take so long that you forget how the game works, or at least it did for me. It was late when I was recording, and it's on a sim. I don't think it would happen in real life because you move the memory counter to do things, but yeah, don't psych yourself out and forget how the memory gauge works. Yeah, this deck's really, really cool, super belligerent, and you do force people into a cutscene. I'll do a short version as well for the people who are impatient. But yeah, enjoy the DCGO clip of me going sicko mode on some poor fool on DCGO. Alright, so we're getting into some footage from the DCGO where I was playing. This is from turn 2, both for 7 memory set it down. It was a very quick start. I was like, you know what, I should try and record this so I can get a little bit of extra footage in. So, gonna go into the Dober to give myself blocker, give myself retail. And then we're gonna discard one of the Anubis because we only need 1 in hand right now. You can see with the Werewolf in hand, we can get rid of it. It doesn't super matter right now what we're setting up. So, I mean, you could also get rid of the extra Cerberus, but right now we're going to get rid of the Anubis just so that way we have a little bit more flexibility in what we want to go into. Since we did draw 1 trash one, we'll of course get to draw, and we will get to go back up to 3 thanks to the mat. And then we're going to go into Blue Mirror and kind of just do the standard pitch that we tend to set up. Very old, well, the old Anubis loop, really. We've already got a rookie in trash. We don't want to get rid of our only rookie in hand now. So we're going to get rid of another copy of Anubis because we keep drawing into them. And then a Cerberus just because we already have the Ignite. Drawing a lot of our top end. Gonna play out the Ignite. And then the Ignite is going to trigger all of our memory gains and draw one. Unfortunately, we can't like resolve these all in one go, so we're gonna get a draw to play up for second stack, and then we're gonna gain back the 3 memory, which allows us to, if we wanted to, actually try and dome them. They did start kind of slow with no rookie, which is why double training plus Izzy was set up, but I mean, now that we have this off turn, it allows us to be a little bit greedier. We're not going to go swinging just yet, because most of our stuff is still smaller than a Tyrant or a level 6 in stack. And they're probably going to be building up in the back. So you can see the Tento. No, so we're going to go into the, well, the Quagga X. It looks like they're on the promo build, because I mean, it's The Sims, so you can just do whatever you want. And I actually do quite like the cycle on the promo into Quagga X. But our next turn here is just setting up to be able to get another Anubis going. We're going to slam a Blade before to be memory efficient. A +3 and it threatens an ace if we did go into it. So we're going to try and play around that where we can. First to get our cycle, get a rookie in the back. The on-play isn't going to matter right now. We're just going to take as many draws as we can. Speaking of take as many draws as we can, very old Anubis style again. Gonna make use of these blue mirrors in order to get that draw power and get pitch in. We're gonna get rid of one of the Dobers. I think this was on the list slightly altered. It was before we had the Gabus in there, and I think we were only on 1 Dober. So that's why there's a little bit of thought behind what we're pitching here, because it's kind of important to try and pitch the right thing, because these Alices and that Dober is not coming back. And Dober is one of our only ways of getting the Alice back in this list. First, we're going to gain our memory, because that's just kind of a no-brainer. And then we'll figure out what we want to do from there. We did pitch 1, so we are going to gain off the Ogre, then we are going to draw 1. So we do find the Anubismon off of this, and 3-cost Evo, but we're about to gain a whole lot more back. Play out the Labra, the single target. And then we'll get rid of the gains rushes, because they are just completely pointless inherits right now. Like, I mean, cool, yes, they give rush, but as you can see, we've got a lot of memory to gain. Gonna get our draw. And then all kinds of memory inherits. Trying to mash through as many of them as we can. I think we're gaining 5 total. And we finally do get to trash 1 in order to set up. I don't think we've seen a scatter mode just yet. So I wouldn't hate seeing a werewolf go just yet. We've also got, I feel like you only ever need 1 ogre to be live. If you're on 2 stacks, then you just prioritize going for like the Dober X nonsense. We're going to use this to bring back a Cerberus. And then since we have gotten rid of our Dober, we're going to go into a Dober X. Dober X is just going to give us the draw 1, trash 1. And we're just going to put that Cerberus back in there, because we are digging for werewolf mode to be able to do things. Obviously, we do have rush, so we have the option here to like try and play kind of greedy for another turn. And I think that's what we're going to do. Just double checking our trash to see what's in there. And I wouldn't hate a Cerberus here. Our trash isn't crazy big, so this just allows us to keep cycling the same Cerberus. We keep pitching it and bringing it back, so there's no real harm in taking it back, but also having the Dober just in case we do need to bring the Alice back, because we are playing into Tyrant, which means Grand Quagga could pop our Memory Setter or our Alice. So just having the Dober to be able to bring that back is a pretty useful target. And also we, as you can notice, there was no level 4s in hand, so this was just giving us another way to climb up on the back stack. Training in the back, going to a 1-cost Metal Life Quaggamon? Metal Life Quaggamon. And they are going to suspend the one that has the most inherits. I don't hate this. The +3 almost definitely going to be going on to the Metal Life, because as soon as it trainings up into... If it's not into a Tyrant, then it gets to keep turn. If it is into a Tyrant, it has the egg anyway to be able to spin the block. So they're going to gain the +3. And we're probably going to go crack training into Tyrant here, I would imagine. I don't fully remember how this game went, but I'll be doing the VO for this live now. And then when we hit the, I burned out because this was like nearly 1 AM. and I forgot how the game works. I'll show you kind of how it was supposed to finish in tabletop, or at least you'll have seen the idea, so you'll see that I can't be, you know, if I don't get it recorded, then you'll know. I've taken their time to figure this one out. There's not even aces being threatened here. There's no level 6 purple. I mean, sure, there's regular small. There's no generic purple aces here. So just gonna swing in, get some extra value, get some damage where they can. Which is kind of dangerous, because like, what if I was on like Pandemonium play and just shot their body? Either way, training 4-cost Evo into Tyrant. Tyrant going to play out presumably a big body. The ace would make the most sense because obviously it's a nice low play cost and also a nice big body, so you'd be able to spin one Anubis and then swing over the other. What we got? Alright. On play, suspend 2, then delete one of your opponent's suspended Tamers, so I don't think our memory setter is going to be sticking around. There we have it. Double suspend and then pop the mat. Which is again useful as to why we saw the Doba, because it just allows us to set up next time. We are going to see the Tyrant effect to suspend and bot deck one of the Anubis. Okay, and bot deck the bigger one, which puts more sources in trash, and then presumably swinging over the other one. Since it did get suspended, it's going to be sec +1. So nice piercing 2 checks and going to gain the memory. So pretty decent choke there. It's going to hit Jack Raid though, so we'll have that right back. Thank you very much. Now 3 memory to play with, and we do kind of have to push up. As a reminder, the Tyrant is unaffected. And we are going to go Werewolf over it, draw 1, trash 1. Not seeing any Nidhogs, which is a bit unfortunate. I'm going to get rid of the back for revenge, because at this point, we've kind of missed the timing that it would be useful. We're going to play out an Ignite, because it is our only target. And we're going to draw 1, gain a memory off of one of these inherits. I'm going to choose to give Rush to the Ignite, and then we're going to go double +1 memory. So, funny enough, the back for revenge actually does work here, because we go Minerva. We're going to evolve for 3 cost. So if I wanted to, I could have back for revenge the Minerva, but ultimately that's not going to quite work out. So you can see 19 cards in trash. We're just trying to figure out what we want to do value-wise, because now the Minerva will allow us to pop the Grand Quagamon Ace. IMO, the correct option here is to back for revenge, because we did see the Cerberus mode and there is a werewolf in there. I think that's what we were looking for before. Oh, we're evolving here. I'm not a huge fan of this. In hindsight, I'm not fully sure why I didn't just go for the throat here. Because if I did back for revenge Ignite, sure the Ignite's getting redirected into the Tyrant, but I'm gaining 4 off of the... I'm gaining 4 off of the Grand Quagga. I'm gonna get back for revenge. Ah, okay, we're doing it this way. Back for revenge on the Minerva. And then we're gonna go Revive from Darkness on the Minerva. And now we have to sequence this in the correct order. It's something that has been mentioned in the sim, that like the pending effects is kind of scary. So we're gonna play 1 Digimon from trash first. And the Digimon we're playing from trash is the Werewolf mode, which unironically I struggle to find. Like, I'm just not used to looking for the art. So we're gonna play out the Werewolf mode, and then we're gonna gain the memory off of the Ignite, and then we're going to delete the Cerberus in order to gain 9. And then we're gonna play the Minerva back out from trash thanks to Back for Revenge. We do have the Rush. So we can try and get a swing in now. And you can see we're thinking about it. We do have a second one in hand, but we're gonna go, ooh, thinking about the Blue Mirror. But I think we just get a swing first just to see if we can get one of the redirects out. There is the Metal Life one and there is the Izzy one. So remember, they're on 5 security and we're gonna try and kill them from now. And like I said, we did have the option to pop that ace a while back, but we just didn't. So it looks like we're gonna see the Izzy. Izzy for the redirect. And because there is a Tento all turns once per turn, we are gonna lose 1 memory from doing this. So we're gonna get our swing, and we're down to 6. Just double checking there's nothing else that we need to worry about. And we're gonna go into the blue mirror because we do have the Nidhogg's finally showing up. Draw 2. Pitch off 1. And then we do need to pitch off the Nidhogg just to gain back the memory that we did lose from swinging in. Looks like we're gonna go for the extension once again. Now that the werewolf is in trash, we can go Minerva play Cerberus. Well, Revive from Darkness play Cerberus, gain 1, and then play werewolf mode. Again, we're just gonna scroll past it because stupid. There it is. Gain 9 up to 10. So again, we can just get swinging. And now we can get the redirects. So this is the second redirect that they've done. But no more memory to be stolen. We have gained all of our memory inherits here. I'm gonna evolve for 4. When digivolving, then we get to trash up to 3. So we have a werewolf and we have the regular Cerberus in there. It's just trying to find out what the correct inherit to give here is. Or like correct Digimon to get live. Either way, we're gonna be pitching the Eismon because we want the Eismon to be a free body to board. So -3, and then we have a lot of options. I personally wouldn't hate seeing the Cerberus get played for 1 here, because then we would get to again slam the Cerberus that's in hand and start getting value. But you can see, like, I'm gonna psych myself out like a little bit of an idiot. But again, this was late, so I kind of just goofed. We're gonna get the draw, and then we're gonna get the chance to draw again. And then we get to return a Dark Animal or Shaman from trash to hand. And I think this Anubis is absolutely the correct play. What are we thinking? No more redirects to be had, so we are going to get swinging. Because even if something goes wrong, we can just start looping elsewhere. We're going to hit a 1k. And I want to say most of their security was just 1ks. Like, their security was relatively small, which allows us to do a bunch of very silly things like Demonic Disaster for 1. Get to delete our newly played Eismon because we're not going to be going up the line into any other 5s. And we are going to unsuspend our Anubis. So as a reminder, we've already done 2 swings that have been redirected. And now we've finally done our first security check. This is trolling though. I did not need to spend this 3 memory. This is, that was me forgetting how the memory gauge worked for a second. Where I was like, oh, I'm gonna gain 9, but I forgot that I actually do have to pay for it first. So yeah. You'll see we're a little bit short of being able to fully loop out, but that is my mistake. I'll explain it at the end. Again, we hit a 9 here. We get a swing, hit a training. So if we hadn't spent the 3 memory, we'd be able to do Anubis here for 3. Anubis plays out a Ignitemon from trash. Ignite comes down. I'm gonna draw another card. And we would have been able to gain some value. So I'm accidentally gonna throw from orbit this way you can see there was like 2 checks left, and there was the way to like actually get some proper value out of these, because the ignite would allow me to swing, pop something. We've got we've got Night Raid, and the more important thing is that we would have been able to pop the Grand Quagamon, or we would have been able to swing and trade into the Grand Quagamon if we wanted. So there was options that we could have had that would have allowed us to actually beat through this. But I just wanted to show kind of examples of how the dog can get looping. And if you liked this 30-minute video on my pet deck and the thing that you guys all associated with me, please consider dropping a like and subscribe. Maybe even join the members, you know, the Dog Loopers Anonymous or something, you know. I appreciate it, goes a long way. But yeah, this is, I mean, I'm just gonna get swung twice, so I'm not gonna bother you with the rest of this, and I'm gonna go head out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, have yourselves a damn good one.